Hi, and welcome. Helldivers 2 is an amazing multiplayer game that has a vast player base, many of which who have created their own unique factions, like the infamous Chaos Divers, the 99th Held Company, and so much more. However, these factions don't have their own unique armor sets and weapons. But what if they did? And what would they look like? Today, I'll be designing armors for these factions, starting with the Chaos Divers. This video was inspired by Warnisosh, The Art of Halo, and the many hundreds of redesigning Concord characters. Quick little thing about the designs, I've mainly drawn on paper for most of my life, and I will be designing these characters on my drawing tablet. Because of my amateur skills on digital drawing, I'll be making these characters in a semi-realistic cartoony design, simply because I can't make realistic drawings just yet. Stay tuned for the end to see a sneak peek of my next Helldivers armor faction idea and an idea of a new warbond. Another thing that's important is that I didn't make capes for the Chaos Divers because I don't think they would wear capes. However, if you think I should add the capes, leave it down in the comments. If you have a critique on the designs, then feel free to put it in the comments and I'll possibly update these designs in the future. If you have a critique on the video itself or the way it's structured or whatever, then I'd be happy to hear what you have to say and be able to improve my videos in the future. Like the video if you enjoy and want to see me do a part 2. The first Chaos Diver I wanted to make is the Standard Infantry Chaos Diver. This armor is for you grunts who fight Helldivers from medium ranges. And here he is. The Standard Chaos Diver is outfitted in a medium armor and a unique undersuit. I wanted it to look similar to the default Helldivers armor, but still look unique and fitting for a Chaos Diver. And now for the Chaos Diver's weapons. The color scheme is based on the Executioner pistol from Mass Effect 3. I really loved the color scheme, and thought it would be fitting for the Chaos Diver's weapons. This Chaos Diver has a modified assault rifle. It has a drum mag, foregrip, and a sight based on an EOTech sight. And lastly, because why not, a bayonet. His sidearm is a default pistol modified. It's meant to be light and reliable. With an open slide, like a Beretta, it loses its underbarrel laser sight, and has a regular red dot sight instead. And lastly, an extended magazine. The second Chaos Diver I made is the Silent Sniper. This is for you Chaos Divers that like silently taking your kills from long ranges and disappearing before anyone even sees you. And here he is. This Chaos Diver has light armor, a scarf, fingerless gloves, and extra ammo pouches. His helmet has a cover on the visor, and its design is based on those slits that snipers cut into their sniper scope covers, so light doesn't reflect off the glass. But since the cover would kind of limit the Chaos Diver's vision, I decided to add a camera on it. It reminds me of Isaac Clarke's helmet from Dead Space, whose suit design I absolutely love, so I'm glad I got that in there. Now for his weapons. Before I show you his weapon, I wanted to explain his sniper a bit. You see, I really loved using the bolt-action sniper that they added in the game, even if it was a joke. But I would really love to see a good old-fashioned bolt-action sniper rifle in Helldivers, so I really studied the weapon design in Helldivers and made my own bolt-action sniper rifle. And here it is. This was honestly more difficult than I care to admit, because this took up to like 3 different designs, and this is the final one. But I'm honestly kind of proud of it. This deadly silent Chaos Diver comes with a suppressed bolt-action sniper rifle. A reliable weapon that can silently take out a Helldiver from a very long distance. The sniper comes with a high-powered scope, suppressor, and extra rounds. I really love the detail from the 3-barreled shotgun, where you can actually see your character use the last 3 rounds on the shotgun, and I would really love to see that detail on more weapons. His pistol is heavy pistol, modified. Good as a secondary primary. This pistol was inspired by the MK23 SOCOM pistol that was reviewed by Forgotten Weapons. In the video, Ian mentioned how snipers would use this weapon for going into buildings. I don't remember exactly how the explanation went, but that's just the gist of it. The only thing I added was the suppressor. I really tried using the original color scheme, but I just couldn't do it. So I replaced the shiny bright metal with a darkened black metal, and then I added the red to it. And honestly, I'm really proud of how the color scheme looks. Like, I honestly love it. The third Chaos Diver I designed is the Close Quarter Shotgunner. For those Chaos Divers who like to be fast, nimble, and cause as much damage as possible. And here he is. He has very little armor, aside from his chest plate and helmet. He has a knife, shotgun shells on his chest, and no sleeves. I wrote down tattoos because I thought it'd be cool to design different tattoos for him, but that would have taken some extra time. Tell me in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. Before I move on to his guns, did anyone else notice in the Helldivers Viper Commandos trailer how they specifically showed off the different types of skin tones you could give your diver? But in the game, it's just kind of randomly selected. Most likely Arrowhead wanted to implement that as a feature, but it was into high priority, so they kind of just left it unfinished. Which I understand, but I'd love to get more skins with sleeveless options, so it does become a feature in the future. Alright, with all that rambling aside, here's his weapons. This Chaos Diver comes with a close quarter shotgun and a revolver. Perfect for a spray and pray type of combat. You'll notice the minimal paint, and that's because I had a hard time applying the red paint and making it look as good as the first two. So I went with a less is more approach, and honestly, I really like how it looks. His shotgun comes with a foregrip and a collapsible stock. The revolver has its laser removed, since this Helldiver wouldn't need one at a super close range. The last Chaos Diver I made is the Heavy Tank. This is for Chaos Divers that prefer using heavy weapons and heavy armor. And here he is. He's wearing medium armor, however he made some additional modifications to that armor, by adding heavy black armored plates on top of his normal armor, making it heavy armor. This Chaos Diver also added the same black armor to his helmet and completely covered up the visor. And so you can see the battlefield, I added a camera. I really wanted to make a helmetless visor with the red skull because I felt it would look more threatening. And it's sort of a callback to Emil from Halo Reach, which is one of my favorite characters in Reach. And now for his primary weapon. His main weapon is a heavy machine gun, good for cutting down lots of Helldivers in an instant. It's a typical heavy machine gun with an added shield made of the same black metal from his armor. Now finally, here's a bonus Chaos Diver. This Chaos Diver is a special character I made based on an idea I had while I was making the Chaos Divers for this video. But before I show him, a little bit of a history lesson is needed to explain how I came up with the character. The original bots from the first Helldivers game weren't even bots. They were a group of miners who would dig up materials for the planet Cyberstan. They replaced their limbs with robotic parts so they could keep working despite losing limbs, but they kept replacing more and more of their body with robotic parts till there was virtually nothing human left at all, and became space communists. And then afterwards, they declared their independence from Super Earth. Naturally, Super Earth went to war with them since they're on a planet full of precious materials that was meant for Super Earth. With that summarized plot in mind, I also realized that coincidentally the Chaos Divers were almost unintentionally becoming more and more similar to the bots, with their hatred for Super Earth, red and black color scheme, and also the fact that some Helldivers will replace their limbs with robotic ones. With that thought, I had a vision of this. So that all led to me making this guy. He's still human, but he had all his limbs removed and replaced with bot parts that he found on the battlefield, which he then modified. The idea is that he would be to the Chaos Divers what General Brash is to the Helldivers. This armor is designed to look like a bot, with the shoulder armor and the retractable blades on his arms. When I was coloring his helmet, I colored the visor part last, but then I saw it was pure white, and basically loved it since it made him look like more of a bot, which was my original intention. You'll notice the SMG mags on his waist, and that's because I also designed him with an SMG in mind. And here's the SMG. I had the idea that this Chaos Diver would be an assassin who uses stealth, so I designed him with an SMG that has a suppressor on it. And I'm gonna be honest, I loved the SMG design so much that I didn't want to color it red, so I just added a white skull and red lines. Well, Here's all the Chaos Divers and their weapons all together. I'm happy with how they all turned out, but if you have any ideas on how I can improve the designs, then by all means, tell me in the comments. I'm not opposed to updating these designs in the future, or making new Chaos Divers, like a heavy sniper or a light machine gunner. And if there are any Chaos Divers watching this video right now, what do you think of the designs? If this video does well, then I have an idea for a part 2. Right here I have very quick sketches for 2 ideas I have right now. A video idea for designing the Wolf Divers, with an axe design as a show of concept, and a video idea for a stealth warbond, for all fans of Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell, with a unique stratagem pack called the Stealth Pack, and an armor design. With all that, thank you for watching the video, and I hope I can see you again next time.